Well, cool. So today we have another student, another offer letter, $120,000 fully remote. And in this video, we're going to be talking about his journey, his experience, challenge and tribulations that he had to overcome. And so let's get right into it. And so go ahead and tell everybody, let's first start with your name and a little bit about yourself. Like, what were you doing before you got into cloud engineering?
Yeah, so I'm Dejour Ford. Before I got into cloud engineering, I was doing software engineering, and even before that, I was like in the healthcare field. COVID hit. Once COVID hit, I didn't want to do it. I saw that I was basically on the front lines with no protection, so it was kind of like I don't want to do this anymore. So I ended up pivoting into software engineering. I taught myself how to code, and I landed my first job probably like a year and a half later. From that point, I got laid off, and I think it was actually last July I got laid off. After I got laid off, I wanted to learn the cybersecurity side of things. So then I ended up getting my security plus, and then I skipped the trifecta that everyone says you needed. So I got the security plus. I ended up in cybersecurity, and then I think I worked that job for like 2 months, and it was so boring. It felt like I wasn't using any of my brain power, just clicking around, giving people access to things. It was really boring. It was identity and access management. So it was
Mm.
really boring. So I quit that job after like 2.5 months. And then some way or another, I came across your video. I think it was maybe on like YouTube. I saw you on a podcast. And then I just was like, hey, let me check this guy out. And then, I just, whatever you were pitching, I was like, this sounds interesting. So I just looked for more info and ended up here.
Okay. Do you regret like the decision you made in terms of like, because you did take a risk. You
Yeah.
didn't know if this was going to work out for you.
Mhm.
But you ended up taking this risk, but do you regret like the decision you made?
I don't regret it, man. I don't regret it at all. Just funny story. My wife, when I was signing up with, I don't, what, his name Garrett, I think.
Yeah, 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 Garrett.
Yeah, I was signing up with Garrett when I went to do the payment plan part. Um, the way that my credit was set up, it was giving me like weird options. So he was like, these are the only options you have, and I was like, no, no, no. Can I use my wife's? And he was like, I mean, I guess. I went and grabbed my wife's. Like, babe, look, I need your social security number, please. And she was like, for what? I was like, babe, look, just trust me. Look, you've trusted me every other time. Just give me your social. I promise you, like, this will be good. So
That's
then I get the social, I knock everything out. I go back to her later and I'm like, okay, so what I just did was X amount of dollars. She was like, what? So I mean, yeah, I did take a leap of faith, but it was just the fact that like I don't know, like I just had faith in it, and then from all the testimonial videos that you had, I was like, look, this clearly has to be something.
Mm.
Like you just seemed very believable, and like you're a great guy. The results speak for themselves. So no, I don't regret it at all. I think if I had to do it over again, I would do it over again. But this time I'd probably be more open with my wife, though.
I advise that too, but um, and so like, what kind of made you like believe like either in me or like the product or like the results? Like what made you was like, okay, like I I got it. Like I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
this trigger. Like what was it for you?
I think what resonated with me was I saw Chris Cargill. I also saw Isaac, and both of them were software engineers as well. So
Hmm.
just knowing that there were someone in a similar space of me that also made successfully made this transition, I was like, this is a no brainer. Like it would have been different if I would have just came across testimonials and no one was actually in the same field trying to make that pivot. But the fact that they successfully made that pivot, it gave me the confidence to do the same thing.
Okay. And then for another software engineer watching this, like that's just gonna be another water in the bucket in terms of another software
Exactly.
engineer. Okay.
Exactly.
And so like, what do you feel like would have happened if you never made that investment? Like, where would you be right now?
Honestly, I was trying to learn full stack software engineering because I was actually a front end developer. So I was trying to pick up the back end of things, and that I didn't feel like that was really I was getting traction with that. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course I'm putting in job application for front end jobs. I'm not getting traction with that. So I think I kind of would have been just in the void, aimlessly in the void, just trying to figure out what to do. And then even if I were to try to teach myself cloud, I don't think that would have worked either. Trying to figure out all the tools to learn and what you needed to learn and what was important and what isn't, I would have had no clue. But that's
Mm-hmm.
where your program came in and helped me because it just gives you the meat and potatoes of what you need.
Okay. And what do you feel like helped the most within this specific program? Like what did you like about it?
Um, I mean, I think that for me, the thing I liked the most was just the fact that it was just straight to the point. You give us the projects to do. This is what the industry wants. These are the tools that are being used in 2026. Learn them, use them. And it's not one of the things where some people come into it with the mindset of, hey, I'm just gonna do it as quick as possible, and then at the end of it, I'm gonna be employable. But
Hmm.
that's what you want to do is you actually want to put in actually focused effort and put in the work to actually complete these projects. Know why you're doing each step. Know what the step is for. Because when
Hmm.
you're going through the project and you're finished, at the end of it, you want to be able to say, okay, I did this because of this, I did that because of that, and this is why these tools are needed.
Okay. And like, where did you feel so let's take a step back.
Yeah.
Before joining this program, like where did you feel stuck? Like what was the ceiling that you kept on hitting? And how long have you been there?
Um, I think it was just lack of guidance, not knowing what to learn. I knew cloud engineering was a thing. I just didn't know how to approach it. Again, I didn't know what to learn. When you even go to ChatGPT and you say, hey, what do I need to learn to be a cloud engineer? They give you all these tools, but you don't know how they work together. You don't know what to learn first. You don't know what depends on another thing. You have no clue. So I think
Mhm.
that was probably the biggest challenge.
And so like there is an option to learn this stuff for free. Like there's YouTube University, there's AI.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Because you invested money and it wasn't like it wasn't cheap, right? You invested money.
Yeah.
Why? Because you could have just done the free route. Why did you decide to go a route where few people take, invest in yourself to get the results that you're looking for?
Um, Well, the free route would have taken me a lot longer. The free route, again, like you're gonna scour the internet. You're trying to look for what you need to know, what you don't need to know. Sometimes you're gonna spend, let's say, a month learning something that really they don't even use in the industry anymore.
Hmm.
And then again, like sometimes you'll learn things, and then you'll have a gap of knowledge because you didn't know what you didn't know.
Hmm.
So it would have taken me a lot longer. And then another thing that kind of helped is again, since I do have the software background, me going in like the whole boot camp program thing, it wasn't new to me. So I
Hmm.
actually had this opportunity before, but I passed on it just because like I just didn't. I thought I could do the free route and do it myself. Looking back, I wish I never did that because it took me a year and 6 months to land a job.
Wow, wow. And so like how long did it actually take? So actually let's take a step back. Um, you know, do you feel like you were more committed like to getting like do you feel like you were more committed, number one, and you were more likely to get the results because you were committed from investing in yourself in this program as opposed to like going the free route? Do you think you would have been more committed on the free route?
No, no, going the free route, you don't have anything writing on it. So when you have money invested into something, you take it that much more seriously. So like just the fact that I knew I had money invested, I kind of tried to like play a game with myself. So I want to finish this as quick as possible so I can land a job as quick as possible and pay this off as quick as possible. But if
Hmm.
it was free, I would have just been like, I'll do some tomorrow, do some next week, maybe in a month. So no, having money on something, it's kind of like gambling in a way. When you have money on something, you take it way more serious than you do if it's just free money. If I give you $200, I'm like, hey, Tayo, go gamble with it. You're gonna just spend it on anything. But if it's your $200, you're gonna
Yeah.
pick games that you know are money makers. So
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, so just to say, you feel like you were more likely to get the results you were looking for investing in yourself
Mhm.
as opposed to going the free route.
Correct. And there's nothing wrong with the free route. Like anyone can go the free route if you choose to do so. It's just that it's going to take you longer. You're going to have to be a lot more disciplined, and you're probably going to sacrifice time for money. You're going to spend 6 months to a year when that same 6 months you could have been employed already.
And started making more money earlier too as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Okay. And do you feel like is it more easier to give up going the free route or the paid route? And why?
Yeah, the free route, you're definitely going to give up. You might give up and then come back like 6 months and then give up. It's going to be a repeating process because uh, you have nothing, banking on it. But again, in my situation, I had my wife who would be pissed off at me, and then I had money on it, so
And
I kind
and
of had no choice.
and you don't have to go into the details, but like, you know, originally you didn't have the money to actually invest into the program up front, right?
Yeah.
Right. But
Hmm.
did you say like, hey, I don't have the money, let me go and do the free route or go a cheaper route? Like what made you think like, okay, I'm gonna get in,
Yeah.
let me look at some options. Like what was your thought process and why? Like, because you didn't know this was gonna work out for you.
Correct. So I didn't know that there was there were payment plans as options. So prior to that, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make this happen, but I don't know. But then whenever you told me that there was a payment plan option, then I was really like, oh, okay, well that's better. I can definitely make that shake. Um, so yeah, just again, and then just me believing in myself and just knowing that if I could teach myself how to code in a year and a half, I'm pretty sure that I can teach myself this with someone actually holding my hand along the way. I taught myself how to code with no one holding my hand, and now I'm going to learn cloud engineering with someone holding my hand. Oh, I'll be good.
And do you feel like, what we said was true? Like, because we say stuff from like, an online perspective, like, hey, we're going to teach you this, 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 like
Yeah.
specifically, the hands-on experience, projects, and tech challenges from an
Mhm.
AWS cloud engineer perspective, like Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Ansible, SQL, the tech stack, and then the in-demand projects and tech challenges in today's market. So that's the first skill. The second skill is how to brand yourself, how to get recruiters to reach out to you. And then the third skill is how to communicate effectively that positions yourself as one of the top candidates on any job interview. Do you feel like what we say online is what you received alongside with like that hand holding step by step?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You have Felipe holding the classes. He also does the practice interviews, which I actually, fun fact, I didn't do one of those. I
Oh,
didn't do any.
wow.
I
Wow.
did it. I did it. I should have. I just didn't just because the way that everything lined up.
Hmm.
Uh, I reached out to a recruiter directly, and when she reached back out to me, I was like, I don't even have time to try to schedule these mock interviews.
Mm.
But yeah, but he has those. And then you have office hours, and then you have the weekly check-in. Just checking in, keeping you holding you accountable, making sure that you're doing what you say you're going to be doing. And then just that weekly check-in helps.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so you get exactly what you say, and then you even get more too. You get more than you think you're going to get.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
also I want to mention that also the projects themselves and the skills that you learn, it is actually what they're doing in the industry. My technical interview, it actually was project two. So the
Wow.
microservices project, it was
Crazy.
actually project two. They wanted me to have Helm, curl, um, what else? Helm, curl. They wanted me to stress test it, but they didn't even make me do anything because in the interview they just asked me questions, and I guess I was able to verbalize it well enough, and they didn't even have me put my hands on the keyboard at all. So I was like, okay,
Wow,
yeah,
wow, wow. So you did really good at the interview to the point where you didn't even need to do the technical aspect, like,
yeah,
hey, share your screen and do it. They knew you can do the work based on how you communicated, which is what we taught you in the program. Is that fair?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so like, you know, the people that's watching this video, like tell them what you were thinking when you first saw the program. Like, what questions did you have and what was the answer that, made it click for you? If it was any.
I honestly, I think the only question I had is like, how quick can I get through this? Which is a horrible question to have, but I think that's the only question I had. And then as I started working through the projects, I was like, wait, that shouldn't even be the question. I need to actually understand everything.
Hmm.
Um, you lay everything out so well, even when you're doing the actual lectures or whatever, and actually, talking about it and everything. It's there. There's no, you can't be confused.
Wow.
Like you can have issues, but then that's where the debugging skill comes into play. Like you can't teach anyone how to debug. You can
Hmm.
teach them certain things, but at the end of the day, debugging issues and errors, that's something that you have to come up with on your own. That's a
Hmm.
skill that you need to build, and it's a very important one in
Hmm.
any type of field where you're engineering anything. So
Hmm.
I
And
didn't really have any questions like that. Nah.
do you feel like because one of the things that we say is like, you know, I've built this program, also my team, like Felipe on the boot camp calls.
Mm-hmm.
But like we've built this program in a way that a fifth grader can go through this program because we want to make it so simple that there's no excuse. Do you feel
Mm-hmm.
like, that from your experience that was like true, or was that like, oh, you got to be like maybe ninth grade, or maybe, what grade level do you think is the lowest that somebody can go through this program based on how we're able to articulate and break down complicated concepts as a cloud engineer?
So my son is 14, right? And he's going to the eighth grade. I told my wife that I should get my son to do this because I really think that if he put his mind to it, he could do it.
Hmm.
Like it's not like you said, like he's in eighth grade, and I feel like if I told him, hey, sit down at this computer, learn this skill, because then you don't have to go to college. Because my son hates the idea of college right now. So
Wow.
learn this skill, and I promise you, you won't have to go to college. Like
Wow.
it's that I don't want to say easy, but like in terms of like digesting information, it's that easy.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. And do you feel like if somebody was like, hey, I am serious about, you know, cloud engineering,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I just need a step-by-step blueprint to go from island A to island B,
Yeah,
right? Do you feel like if they were to able to go through the blueprint is just a boat to go from island A to island B. Island B is what, whatever they want. Offer letters, skill set, it can be anything. But do you feel like if they were to lock in and be so serious, do you feel like they would able to get the skill set in terms of, the projects, the tech challenges, like hands-on experience as a cloud engineer, having recruiters reach out to you, and then how to like communicate effectively on interviews that positions you as one of the top candidates on any job interview?
most definitely, man. Like you have to be driven though. You can't
Hmm.
anything worth having is not easy. So
Hmm.
no one's gonna just hand you $100,000 just because you know this or you know that. To like you have to be driven. And when I say that, I mean do the projects and then also try to deviate from them and see how you can improve it or see how you can break something and then learn how to fix it. And then I'm sure you remember in the actual wins channel, I have a spreadsheet where I was doing each project over and over again. I did project one 6 times. I did one of the projects 3 times, tech challenge two 3 times. I did the microservices one because that was the one I was prepping for my interview. I did that 13 times. So I mean, you can't just do these things one time and like I got the skill. You have to. It's just like practicing a sport. You have to put the reps in.
Okay, and I want to really, anybody listening to this is super important. You know, there's a bunch of offer letters that we have on our YouTube channel. If you go to my Instagram highlights, you'll see like a bunch of like offer letters, right? I'll put the link in the description. But I can't stress this enough. This is not something that you could put one foot in and one foot out.
Nah, not at all.
This is something you have to commit to, your
Mm-hmm.
time, energy, consistency to
Mm-hmm.
actually get the skill set.
Yeah.
Now, I say this on all the videos, right? If you are looking for something quick, if you're looking for something like, hey, I'm gonna, get an offer letter like next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're like, hey, this is, gonna be easy in terms of like I don't have to try, this program is not for you. And realistically, we're not looking for people like that.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I agree.
Even if somebody wanted to invest and we know like, hey, you don't have that character, we will
Mm-hmm.
not accept you. And we have a application process, a qualification process where we look at people who we know we can serve. And so if
Oh,
you're the
most definitely. Most definitely. And you will make them jump through hoops. I had to jump through some hoops.
and do you see why we do that now that you've gone through the program and got the
Yeah,
results that
for
you're
sure.
looking for?
For sure. Because you're gonna run across people who, they think it's a get rich quick scheme. They
Hmm.
hop in and in 3 weeks they're like, yo, like, this is too hard, or like I'm not getting the results that I thought. Can I get my money back? Yeah, you don't want those type of people. You want
Hmm.
people who you know are gonna be,
Locked in.
hit straight and locked in. Yeah.
Hmm. And so once again, if like there's three things that you need that I like to call like it's like I guess you could say like a formula. You need, time and energy that's going to be put inside a proven step-by-step blueprint that gets results. And then
Mm-hmm.
the most important part is identity. You need to become the person that can be consistent. You need to be the
Mm-hmm.
person that can overcome obstacles. Did you feel like you had to overcome obstacles in the program?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like troubleshooting or like it's a problem, like there's a step and you're stuck, right? And we will
Mm-hmm.
show you how to get unstuck, right?
Yeah.
And so
Troubleshooting for sure.
And so there is an identity, a type of character that you need to put time and energy into the blueprint to overcome obstacles, right?
Hmm.
To actually get the skill set. And
Yep.
the skill set is something that you can always implement to, right? If I wanted to go back in the market and make $500,000 a year, I can do that because I put in time and energy building the skill set. And it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
And so,
Hmm.
so if you are that type of person, right, that's sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're like, I can follow a step-by-step blueprint, right? Go ahead and click the first link in the description below. Me and my team will reach out to you. Right, we're going to qualify you, but we're looking for just people who's willing to put in the work, time, energy, somebody who's ready to invest in themselves to get what they're looking for. If that's not you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's other programs, right? There's YouTube University, right? But us particularly, we're looking to help people that have that character. And so, you know, for you specifically, like um, when you decided to invest in yourself, like and join this program, how did that feel? Like what was going on? What was going through your mind?
At first, it was just a little bit of uncertainty. Like, did I make the right decision?
Hmm.
And then, after that, it was just like, look, I just got to lock in. I got to lock in because sometimes, you got to think about that why. I know I got my wife in the back, and she's gonna be pissed. This isn't her credit. This isn't my credit. This is hers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I just that kind of put some fire up under me. But no, yeah, at first it was some uncertainty. Anytime you make a big investment, even if you're investing in real estate, in the beginning when you first pull that trigger, you're kind of like, did I make the right decision?
Hmm.
But no, I made the right decision, and like I said, I would do it over again. I would recommend it to my friends as well.
Well, and in any investment, you're always going to feel that level of fear and uncertainty. But like, why did you say yes, even though it was like uncomfortable? Like, what made you pull the trigger?
I mean, the testimonial videos helped a lot. Seeing other people, they actually had success with it. And then the another thing that actually made me pull the trigger on you is because I actually had someone else reach out to me with this same type of thing, but he was predatory. He would ask me questions, and then when I would answer the questions, he didn't even really respond to my answer. It felt like he was communicating with me through ChatGPT. So
Mm,
then, I wouldn't respond, and then he would come back with something else. It was just really predatory, and it wasn't personal at all. But
mm.
when you hopped on the audio and I heard your voice, I was like, "Oh, this guy's the real deal," like so. Yeah, that's what helped me bite that bullet.
Okay, okay. And so you joined the program. Like, walk me through what happened next. Like, what were your first few weeks like?
First few weeks, I think a lot of it was just filled with you know just going through the I forgot what like weeks 1 through 5,
Hmm.
going through that notion or whatever, just going through that, and then I did a lot of reading through. I think I took like 2 weeks worth of reading through Slack channel wins, like just to get pumped up and
Yeah.
get motivated. Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that. I spent more time doing that than I would like to admit. I should have been working on projects, but instead I'm looking at other people's offer letters. Um, but yeah, so just going through that,
And so
trying to.
when you were doing that, like, how did it feel like actually being in the community of one percenters and you're seeing like a bunch of offer letters? Like, how did it feel like having access to that?
It was surreal, and it was kind of like, this is gonna be me. Like, I'm gonna do the same thing, and this is gonna be me. This is showing me that it can happen.
It's
So I mean,
crazy.
it felt real, yeah, and
It's
it felt
crazy.
even better when I was able to drop my offer letter in there.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
it's crazy because other people, what you were doing, now they're doing that like for you, like with you and your,
exactly,
your testimonials.
exactly,
Like those testimonials, and I strategically, did that because I know like when you join a program, it's like, will this work? Maybe it only work for like only a special type of people. Like for example, you're a software engineer, people are going to be like, hey, you're a software engineer, right? But then you also see Stormy, right? Who didn't have a degree.
exactly. No experience at all. Yeah,
So certifications or like no experience at all. There's,
mhm.
Gabriel just got an offer letter last month. I think it's like 2 weeks to a month now. No, it's like
Yeah, I
two,
saw
three
that
weeks.
too.
And like he came to America 3 years ago. English is not his first language. He has no degree, no certifications. He was a
Hmm.
CNA. He was working three
Yeah,
jobs. There's Tyrone. He just got an offer letter. He has his GED and no degree, no certifications, right? Like literally just this program. And so like the whole point is I did those wins channels. So like when somebody joins, they can like look at different types of people, people with experience, right? You're a
Yep.
software engineer, you got a job, but then also somebody who has no clue even what a an IP address was, right? Like a
Exactly.
family. And
Yeah.
so, I like to do that because it's like it feels good. It's like, dang, like I see all these different people getting offers and they have the same blueprint I have. I just got to
Hmm.
lock in, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, would you say like the 1% university, like what would you say your experience was with the 1% university? Like not as good as what you expected, as good as what you expected, a little bit better than what you expected, or just way beyond what you imagined?
I would say better than I expected. Like I said, I do have some experience with, like programs and things like that. And I was in a cybersecurity program that was like, it was like a monthly payment. And it wasn't nearly as like organized and just like, it just, I felt like I was still doing a lot of like researching on my own. And I was just
Hmm.
like, I really don't feel like I'm paying for what I'm getting. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like I kind of could have just did this on YouTube University,
Hmm.
But no, you lay things out so well. You don't really have to, if you don't want to, you don't really have to seek outside sources. If you want to go above and beyond, like of course, like I did, then of course you're gonna do that. But everything you need is here.
Mm, mm. So you feel like, because okay, my intention of creating this program, because I joined different programs, a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of other ones, and it was like I always had to go outside to figure something like how to build my resume, how to like, actually, every single program is like apply to jobs, right?
Yeah.
I wanted a more effective way of doing that. I had to invest to learning how to do that, how to get recruiters to reach out to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
how do I communicate? Like, so I had to like learn from different programs, you know, and when I made my program, I wanted to be like a one-stop shop. You do not have to go outside this step-by-step blueprint to make $500,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like the program and the structure of it, the step-by-step blueprint and the community, the support, right? If you're stuck, we show you how to get unstuck through a process.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, you do not need to go outside this program to get what you want or to even make $500,000 a year?
Yeah, you don't. I mean, it's low key like a utopia. If you don't want to step outside to meet the outside world, you don't have to. And then you even bring people inside. You have the special guests that come, the special guests, the recruiters that come. They drop gems. You have other
Mhm.
special guests who will probably drop gems on like anything tech related or sometimes what real estate. Like you will literally bring people inside the program to help further. So
Mhm.
you don't need to leave and do anything else if you don't want to.
Okay, okay. And what would you say is like the biggest aha moment for you in this program? Like one thing that really made the biggest difference that led to your success?
Putting the reps in,
Mm,
just repetitions, not just trying to race through as quick as you can, actually doing the reps because each project kind of builds on the next one. And then
mm,
the knowledge that you have, it helps you with other things. So one thing I will say, just a gem is like actually the terraform part, actually do that.
mm,
Don't try to get ChatGPT to keep spitting it out to you. Try to manually get those reps in so you can type it, manually yourself from scratch if you can.
okay, okay. And for let's the second to the last question, but if someone's watching this right now and they're
Mm-hmm.
in your same position, right,
Mm-hmm.
feeling stuck, maybe nervous about investing in themselves, like what would you
Yeah.
tell them right now? Or even your past self?
Time's gonna pass regardless. So just whether you do it now, whether you do it 10 years from now, you're gonna wish you had done it sooner. So I
Mm,
mean, just you have to invest in yourself, man. Sometimes scared money doesn't make money. You
mm,
you have to invest in yourself, and then sometimes even people with successful businesses will tell you that like maybe their first, second, third investment didn't work out, but at the end
mm,
of the day, you can't think of it like that. You have to invest in yourself. It's like
mm,
getting a personal trainer. You can
mm,
do it yourself, but if you get a trainer, it'll speed things up. They'll teach you things that you just didn't know.
mm. Okay, okay. And what would you say? The last question is, what is the 1% gem? And you probably heard me say this in other testimonial videos, but what is the 1% gem that you want to give to anybody watching this right now? And a 1% gem for anybody watching this video is something that will get you closer to your financial goal, something tangible. And so, what would you say is like a 1% gem that you want to give to somebody, like an advice?
I would say go above and beyond. Don't just try to just do the bare minimum. No one's paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars to just do the bare minimum. Do the project, see how you can tweak it, see how you can add things to it, see if you can, add another feature, see if you can break something on purpose and figure out how to fix it. See if you can do it without trying to follow the step-by-step process sometimes. That's the gem I'd give, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I just want to thank you for taking the time to do this. Like, there's a lot of people who see these videos and they're inspired, right? They either, you know, realistically they join the program, and they like Christopher said he watched all of the testimonial videos, and that's a lot of
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, now he's at, he's received $1.1 million in offer letters, right? Which is
Yeah.
insane
Which is crazy.
in
Crazy.
in
Yeah.
6 months, which is unheard of, right?
Yeah.
It's just to say, like, I want to thank you because you agreeing to do this, it really does like help a lot of people. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, man, that's pretty much it. The next thing is I'm gonna go ahead and get you set up to junior year. And so for anybody watching, we have like something called the 1% University. The 1% University is a step-by-step way of making your first $1 million net worth, right? It's step by step. There's freshman year, right, which is money management, how to never be broke ever again. Because I could teach you how to make six figures, but there's no point if you're living paycheck to paycheck, right? So I'm going to we teach you the foundations of money management and systems. Like you don't even have to think about it. You're getting richer and richer automatically with automations and systems. And then sophomore year is how to scale your income to $500,000 a year, which is $25,000 a month. So now you're getting richer and richer faster. And then junior year is how to use money to make money for you, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and get you access to junior year after this, after I stop recording. And, if anybody's watching this and if you want to, join the program, fill out the application in the first link in the description below. And just to be very transparent, we do not just accept anybody. We have to make sure that you're a right fit and, for the program and we're a good fit for you too as well. And there's other programs, there's YouTube University. This is just what we do here at inside this program. And so if you're interested, once again, click the first link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.